Hey guys, it's Eugenia Kuzmina from Bad Moms, The New Girl, and upcoming Top Guys with Guy Ritchie, and I'm here with amazing Vanessa from VaMo Radio. So stay tuned.
Another episode of VaMo Radio. I have the lovely American R&B and gospel legend with me, Shirley Murdock. Hey, Shirley, how are you?
I'm good, Vanessa. How are you, sweetie?
I'm great. I'm really glad to be talking to you today. You know, I understand that you have a new single out, and I love it. Oh my God, girl, it's amazing. And I want to get into that. But actually, before we get into it, I want to talk about, dive a little bit into your earlier career as an artist. And kind of understand, of course, that you were signed with Elektra Records. So can you kind of tell us, how did you get started with the record label? And also, how did you get that deal? Like, what was the emotion going through you when you finally got it?
Okay, well, let's take it way back, okay? Listen, I believe that I came out of the womb singing. As long as I can remember walking and talking and being cognizant of being alive, I've always been able to sing, and I always was able to sing like a grown woman. So I knew that God gave me this gift, and there was, not only did he give me a gift, but he touched this gift. And the way I know that he touched the gift is because of the way it made me feel and how people responded when they heard me sing. So I grew up in Toledo. This is back in the day. This is in the olden days. When I was watching, that Saturday matinees on a black and white TV with a little curly haired white girl by the name of Shirley Temple. And her name was Shirley, so I can relate to that. Oh. And she was young and she could sing and dance and act. She was singing the song On the Good Ship Lollipop, and she was just the cutest little girl. And so I said, one day that's gonna be me. So as I was growing up, I had this desire to be a singer and to share my gift, with the whole world. But as I started growing in my relationship with God, I thought that the only avenue it would take me would be through gospel. And I got many offers to sing mainstream or R&B, and I turned it down every time thinking I'm supposed to be a gospel singer, until I met Roger Troutman of the group Zap. And I told him that I wanted to sing gospel, but he and his brother, their organization, they didn't have any contacts in gospel. So I left them saying, thank you, but no thank you as well. So, but Vanessa, I left there thinking, God, why is this the only door that's opening for me? So I tell you, I just walked by faith through the open door, and the rest is history. So when I met Roger, he had me do a demo. They shopped the deal with various record companies, and we landed with Elektra Records.
Beautiful. That is amazing. I love that. I'm really glad that you also took that leap of faith as well. And
Absolutely.
Like, this is what I need to do. This is where I need to be. And look where you are now. Fantastic.
Absolutely. And something my mother used to say, she said, baby, faith is stepping out on nothing and landing on something. So we have to believe when we're praying and we're asking and trusting God. The Bible says that our footsteps are ordered by God. And so as I took that leap of faith, I can see there are markers in my life and in my journey that let me know that my footsteps were absolutely ordered by God.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm really glad that you also made some amazing hits as well. Of course, No More was amazing. Also, As We Lay, girl, oh my God. Now, this ballad, I'm telling you, oh my God, it was so heartbreaking. It was really touching. And it was something that actually everyone could relate to. I feel like everyone could relate to it. And it was a jam, girl. Everybody was jamming in, crying your heart out. Doesn't matter when, eating ice cream on the couch. I'm telling you. So can you kind of tell us, like, what was it like creating this song? Like, what was the emotions you were going through?
Okay, well, I didn't create the song. I didn't write the song. It was written by Larry Troutman who was Roger's brother, and he was also our manager, and along with Billy Beck from the Ohio Players. And Billy Beck was actually the first person to actually sing the song, because Roger produced a group called The Human Body that consisted of Billy Beck, Ray Davis. I don't know if you guys remember a song called Atomic Dog with that low voice, bow wow wow,
wow.
yippee yo. That's Ray Davis, God rest his soul. And a gentleman by the name of Larry Hatcher, who was a horn player for P-Funk. So those gentlemen made up the group The Human Body, and it was on their record, but it went out. And there are a lot of great records, Vanessa, that sometimes that just don't make it to the ears of the people. So everybody in our camp thought it was a hit record because people could relate, whether it was personal or you know about it from watching a movie or a soap opera. So when I was approached to do it, I really didn't want to sing the song because I had a problem with the song. And my problem was, as it stood, I didn't see any regret. I didn't see anybody, owning up to the consequences that happened, in a situation like that. So I said to Larry, I said, I know this is a hit record, but if I'm going to sing this song, I need to add these lyrics. And what I added, Vanessa, was we should have counted up the cost, but instead we got lost in the second, in the minute, in the hour. Because, baby, there's a price tag attached to every decision that you make in life, and what you do just doesn't affect you. It affects everybody in your orbit, everybody in your world. So, I didn't want it to be a celebratory song about infidelity, just as we lay. I want it to be, it's morning, sunlight shines across your sleeping face. A new day brings reality, and we must go our separate ways. So, because dirt is done in the dark, but when the light of day comes, then everything that you did the night before is now exposed in the light of day. And now you got to face up, you got to fess up. And so you have to deal with the people who you weren't thinking about at the moment of impact. So oftentimes people make a permanent decision based upon a temporary situation, just because it feels good to you now, honey, the hunty child, there's a price tag to pay. So I was able to sing that, and I tried to bring that message home. But when Kelly Price redid it, and she had the video that she invited me to be a part of, she was able to actually show, the scenario with the wife and the other woman and all that. So that's the story of As We Lay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And poor girl, thank you for laying down those beautiful vocals, because I needed that today. Okay.
So we all need that, just
Absolutely.
To remember. Yes.
And of course, you had numerous acting roles as well in films. Was really interesting to me to find out. I know you already had Ideal Husband. You've been in other ones. I forgot a couple other ones. Love Me or Leave Me. You've been a couple other
3 Ways to Get a Husband with Billy
Yes.
Lee Williams. Yes. And Lenny Williams. Yes. And Leon.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I just finished. I finished a movie. I have a movie coming out on Netflix in the fall. It's called The Matchmaker, and it's written and directed by Tamara Hill. And we filmed that in San Diego, California, where her film company is. And that's going to come out in the fall. It's a Christmas movie. And I actually played the matchmaker. So I'm very excited about that as well.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Now, okay, you didn't have to give me those spoilers, because now I'm excited. Okay, I got something coming. So if you kind of tell me, how was it actually getting into acting? Was that something that you always wanted to do, or was it kind of a transition from music to acting careers?
Remember I told you I was going to be Shirley Temple?
Yes, babe.
So it's amazing how, it's like God knows the desires of your heart. And not only is he the giver of a dream, I want to emphasize a dream. I think God gives all of us a dream. And that dream is just a little glimpse of yourself in the future. Walking in your purpose and using those gifts that he's given you, And so one thing led to another. So the singing opened the door for the acting, meaning when my records were doing really well, gospel plays or urban plays, they started inviting mainstream singers to come in and do a cameo appearance, and that would help bring more people to the theater. So I started off as auntie somebody, sing a song, and you're done. One and done, right? Mm-hmm. And but I knew, I'm like, okay, God, you're opening this door for me to be an actor, but I don't deserve to call myself an actor right now, because the actual actors did what I did when I was learning honing my skill to be a singer. So I just can't just bust up in here and call myself an actor just because I have an opportunity. What I am, I'm a singer with an opportunity. But if I do this right, I can become an actor. So I watch those wonderful actors. I glean from them. I talk to them. They would show me little things like Clifton Powell, especially, you might know him from Fridays. And so he's a good friend of mine. And he would show me little things, and I would watch how Malik Yoba, how he would use his secondary action, meaning, if you're on the stage and, you pick up a magazine and you're reading and somebody delivers you a line, and you look up and you deliver your line back. That way you're not like talking heads. So I'm learning all those things from like Jack A. Harry, Robin Gibb, and so many of these wonderful actors. And so one day he said, Miss Shirley, stop saying you're not an actor. You are an actor. So for me, Vanessa, the day that the actors declare you an actor, I feel like now I can honestly call myself an actor. So I went from playing like the little small roles, Auntie Somebody, just to actually start holding lead roles, in these plays. And sometimes I was doing 2 or 3 plays at a time. So, and then the plays turned into film. So, it just, those doors just keep opening and opening and opening. And I'm just going to keep walking by faith. Mama said, when you walk by faith, it's stepping out on nothing and landing on something. And I have been landing on some beautiful places. So just to encourage those dreamers out there, dream big. Know that not only is God the giver of the dream, but he is the keeper and the fulfiller of the dream. But you have to allow him to process you, because he's not going to take you nowhere he can't keep you. So, you have to be processed while you're waiting on the Lord. It's not just like, twiddling your thumbs or sitting on your hands. It's actively believing that it's going to happen, actively preparing. And the difference now with young people today than when I was coming up, you got the World Wide Web. Baby, you can get Googleicious, honey, and figure out how to do anything. You can take a master class on anything, that just name it. And so there's so much opportunity out there. You want to make sure that you're doing your part. You do the possible and watch God do the impossible.
Absolutely, Miss Shirley. Absolutely. What's something I found that's actually really amazing about you is that, like you were saying, I read somewhere that you were saying in your previous R&B CDs, you always would include either a gospel or an inspirational song. So can you kind of tell me
Absolutely.
what that meaning? Like, why would you do something like that?
Because that's who I am. I'm a born again, believer. I love Jesus. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of who I am and whose I am. And I promised God, I said, okay, since you're opening this door for me to go into mainstream, I'm not going to leave you. See, so I never separated my spiritual life from my everyday life. I'm not Shirley one day on one way on Sunday, and then the rest of the week, some other kind of person. So my spiritual life and my relationship with God informs me on how to live and to act and to respond and to live my life every day. So I never separate those things. So when we were actually finishing up my very first debut album, I told Roger and my manager, Larry, who's his brother, I said, listen, this record cannot go out with me saying something to the Lord. And they knew that, because remember, I turned them down at first because I just wanted to sing gospel. And so they said, well, do you have something? And I have a little song called My Tribute. And it says, I shall not forget what you've done for me. I shall not forget how you set me free. Everywhere I go, everyone will know that Jesus lives within my soul. Thank you for this time to say what's on my mind. You're everything to me. See how short that was? A little short, sweet song. And the record company did not want it on the album. But Roger and Larry both fought to get it on the album because they knew what it meant to me. And so it would not be complete. Could not completely represent me if that was not there. So like you said, every album that I've had since then, I've always done a gospel or inspirational song. And I've also, even in my live performance, I brought Jesus with me. I don't know if you remember the song called Truth or Dare on the very first record, like Truth or Dare, do you really care? Do you really care for me? Absolutely. So then we called a church vamp, and then the drummer would do a drum roll and go into the, has there ever been a time in your life when you needed to hear the truth? Somebody say truth. So won't you tell the truth? Hey, we got church on. So, that's who I am. And so I guess I'm not ashamed of that. And I bring my whole self, to my performance and to the music and everything that I do.
Oh my God, Shirley, I'm really am glad that we have someone like you in the industry, so bright, so humble, so beautiful. You have an amazing soul, and it shows like the beautiful smile on your face and your music. So, of course, with this new single that you've released, People Get Ready,
Yes.
girl, oh my God. I listened to it and oh my God, it's like your soulful vocals. It touches me, like the way you speak, the way you humble yourself, especially in your music. And I love it. So can you kind of tell me like exactly where did you go from creating this song, especially right now with COVID-19 going on, a situation going on right now with everyone's kind of panicking. So can you kind of tell us like how did you come up with this?
Well, I can't take the credit for writing because this was a beautiful song that was done many years ago. I think it might have been like in the late '60s with the Impressions and Curtis Mayfield. I came up in a time, Vanessa, when artists and the music always reflected what was going on in society. So whether it was James Brown, "Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud," or it was Marvin Gaye, "What's Going On?" There was always something that always, that hit the bullseye of our hearts of what was going on in society. And so, like you said, because it was going on in 2019 and 2019 and 2020 with the social unrest, with the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and the protests and so many others, people had a lot of loss. People lost, their jobs. Even in my business, everything shut down, and so people they were in a pickle. They were like, okay, God, what am I going to do? How am I going to survive? How am I going to feed my family? So people had anxiety, and not only that, they suffered losses of loved ones because of COVID, and some people not even having the opportunity to even to celebrate their loved one with the kind of homegoing celebration that they normally would because of the social distancing and all of that, and all that vitriol that was in the atmosphere with the politically speaking, with the left and the right, and just so much going on in our world. And people have been praying. And I just believe that whenever God's people pray, not only does he hear, but he answers. And so when you pray, you're praying expecting. Expecting is the breeding ground for miracles. So as we were praying, you have to prepare for the answer. How crazy would it be if a mother finds out she's getting ready to have a baby, and at some point she doesn't start getting the nursery ready. She doesn't start buying up diapers and getting bottles and getting all those things that it would take to bring a newborn baby home. So as we're getting ready, see, the song says, people get ready, there's a train coming. But I added that there's a train of change coming, So when we came into 2021, unfortunately, we had the insurrection, but we had a new administration, and this administration is trying to do something to help people. How many people got their stimmies, and people not being able to get kicked out of their home because the government said no, you can't do that. So there was an answer to prayer, but there was also, I believe, an answer to this prayer for this COVID. So we have 3 vaccines. I know we have a little trouble with one, but they caught it, in enough time to say, okay, we're going to hold back on this because we want to make sure that people are safe. So Absolutely. It's like, so when the answer comes, you don't want to have this fixed in your mind what the answer is going to look like, because you might miss it. When Jesus came, they were expecting their king to come, that he'd be coming in kingly arraignment. But no, he came as a carpenter's son, and a lot of people missed him. So we don't want to miss the answer to your prayer. When you're praying, you believe in God, you need to have your eyes open, your ears open, you need to have your spirit open, just waiting for the answer. And so, my family and I, we've had both of our doses of our Pfizer vaccine, and now I can come back outside and play. And I want us all to do whatever we need to do. If you're against the vaccine, you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan to stay safe and to keep others safe. Because if we're going to stop the spread, the stats say that 82% of the country has to be vaccinated in order for us to have some type of semblance, of regular life. And I miss the live performances. I miss the concerts. I miss the ministering in church. I miss all of it. And I would love to come outside and play again. I want us all to come back outside. I would love to hug you again. I would love to take the pictures again. Can we just do what we need to do? It's not forever. It's for a little while. And I know that our people have a lot of trepidation because we've had such bad history, but I remember my husband saying something very, very profound. He said, don't confuse the demons of the past with the angels of the present.
Wow.
Think on that.
Wow.
So we have to, be ready for the answer. So the song says, people get ready. There's a change coming. It won't be very long. So come on and get on board. All you need is faith. Faith is the key to open up the door. So come on and board them. You don't need no ticket. All you got to do is thank the Lord.
Oh my God, Michelle, you are completely amazing. And I cannot wait for everyone to hear that single. It's already airing on VaMo Radio, of course, on other radio stations as well.
Thank you. And it's also available on all streaming platforms. And you guys can reach me on social media. I'm on Instagram at Shirley Murdock, the number 4 real, number 4 REAL. And I'm also on Twitter at Shirley Murdock, and I have a Facebook page as well. And on my IG, there is a link that would take you to my new YouTube channel. So if you would go to that and subscribe, I can always let you know. You'll be the first to know what's going on and what's next. I can keep you informed. But we also have a ministry page. My husband and I are senior pastor and co-pastor of a wonderful ministry. It's like a church without walls. It's called prayingforyou.org. It's praying, PRAYING, the number 4 YOU.org. It started with just having what we call the prayer wall every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from noon to 1 Eastern Standard. People would call in from all over the country. We'll post it, or they'll put their prayer request right there on our Facebook page, and we'll lift it up to the Lord and trust God for the answer. But then it grew from there to having Sunday worship services at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. We have gleaning in the Word, like Bible study. We also have Christian education. So it's really a church without walls. And our thing is, we don't have members, we have families. So if you ever come in and tune in, we always post on our social media. My husband is a senior pastor, Dale Anthony D. Grote. He's also the music director and the keyboard player for Zap. So when you see us, you can check us out. We love to have you come through and just be a part of our services. So you compliment me. Anything good in me is God. And that's God. He gets, that ain't that good. It's him. It's his super on my natural. Okay. He makes me better than what I would ordinarily be. Amen.
Absolutely. Shirley, I appreciate you. You are such a delight. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate you.
My pleasure.
I always look forward to more about you, honey.
Okay. Thank you so much, sweetie.